I'm unclear of what's priced in pound right now and whether they're overly optimistic. Are they discounting that a no-deal Brexit, definitely won't happen? And are they wrong if that's what they're discounting?
I think the market is most definitely, at least in terms of the pound, thinking of that the no-deal Brexit is probably out of the question. And in fact, our models have argued that if we were to have some kind of a deal, the pound would decline to something like 85 or slightly lower against the euro, which is not too far from where we are now. So the market has been trading with a deal in mind, and we're not too far from the levels where the deal is fully priced in, barring some uncertainty. And in fact, obviously the probability of at least a little bit of an upset, at least on the way there, is underpriced.
Okay, so what are the chances of a no-deal Brexit? Because actually that's the default. I know that, no one really wants a no-deal Brexit, but it could still happen. What's the probability of that? And if there's a no-deal Brexit, what happens to pound?
Well, it's not, as you said, it's not a 50% outcome, but it's not a 0% outcome either, right? The probability is non-zero, and it's not particularly high, but it's not zero. The main problem here is that the downside for the pound in that scenario is asymmetric. In most of our estimates, if this were to happen, parity with the euro would be the very first level that you reach, and maybe the equilibrium is even weaker than that. It has pass-on or pass-through effects to the euro, which the euro is also, to some extent, pricing. And I think that the main problem which you mentioned is not that this is a desirable outcome. In fact, the parliament in the UK has said they don't like that and they would vote against that. And in fact, this is why the market is so positive about this outcome. But the main problem is that it is the legal default at the end of the day. So if nothing happens, the accident is that.
The calendar here, to Themos and to Francine, is we get to Tuesday and a vote before we get to March 29th, right?
Yes, correct.
I'm fascinated this morning, the new battling, the new internecine warfare. Themos, can I say nothing's changed in 90 days?
You can say, to be 100% precise, not too much has changed. Okay, at least from the deal side.
Okay, what do you and UBS propose we should watch for as we try to get to Tuesday? Are you watching Europe, where we've got nothing in the last 24 hours, or you're watching some flavor of leave and remain in the United Kingdom?
I think it's mostly the latter. I think the hope from the market, at least, is that as the closer we go to the deadline, the more it becomes clear that it's either this or some kind of undesirable outcome, and the more people move in Theresa May's deal camp. And the main question, to your point, Tom, which is a good one, is how much, if the result is not a win, how heavy is that defeat for the deal? If it's a very narrow defeat, then we're getting closer. If it's a very wide defeat for that, I think then that's we're back to square one.